Yeah, once again, very good morning and thanks for joining. Okay, so today is our first session. So, Saturday we are having a general talk about what we are going to discuss for next 2 to 2.5 months. Okay, so as part of today, so we are going to discuss intro about Microsoft, little intro, and will mainly concentrate on the architecture if time permits. Okay, stop me if you're not understanding. As I told you, first 2 weeks will be little more theoretical. We'll talk less on practical. Okay. Then once we complete the base concepts, we'll go mainly on the practical side more. So whole these 2 weeks will discuss more on the basic parts. Okay, that's the reason you will get more theoretical. But meanwhile, I will also showing the practical part as well internally what is happening, how we need to understand. So whatever we are going to discuss all these 2 weeks, again I will talk in the middle. Somewhere in the advanced level, more on advanced level. So because I can't go too much technical right away, so you need to understand the how the SQL Server internally flowing the data, what is happening internally. That is what. So again, when we are discussing advanced level, again I will touch back all the concepts with the more on practical demos. Okay. So as of now, let's talk about the history of Microsoft. Then we'll discuss about architecture. Okay. So today and tomorrow we'll mainly sit on the SQL Server architecture, high level, not means more on the practical level, more on the theoretical level, how SQL Server architecture is designed, how the data is flowing over in the background. In the front end, you are just running the queries, but in the background, what is happening? That is what our main concentrate in today and tomorrow. First, okay, about little journey about the Microsoft. Okay, because we are going to learn SQL Server. Okay, Microsoft SQL Server product. Okay, so Microsoft is having lots of product. Out of that, SQL Server is also one product which is leading entire global database management system. It's a one of the database management system. Okay, so journey behind the Microsoft services offering. Okay, then we'll talk about other concept, and we'll talk about why to choose us once again. So first, okay, see the journey behind Microsoft. So if you go for now, Microsoft is the known product for entire global. Somehow, somewhere, you are using the Microsoft products. Somehow, somewhere, you are using the Microsoft products, knowingly, unknowingly. Best example is your operating systems, your laptop operating system, your desktop operating systems. So everything is a Microsoft product, like Microsoft Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 8, which you are using more frequently on your laptops. It's a Microsoft product. Outlook is a Microsoft product. Okay, Outlook. So known service. Okay, like a .NET is a Microsoft product. So there are lots of products. So before we go into discuss that products information, let's talk about first SQL Server. Sir. Okay, almost 25 plus years ago, there is a story behind for the Microsoft and IBM. That time, IBM is one of the leading organization. Microsoft is the starting his journey basically. So Microsoft and IBM sit together and they designed one operating system called OS2. They came up with the operating system called OS2. Now, no more OS2. Now we are having Windows 10, Windows 9, Windows 7, Windows XP. So now we are in 2026. No more you will see Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8. We'll see Windows 10 or Windows 11 Max to Max. So Microsoft and IBM sit together and they build an operating system called OS2 with a 16-bit operating system. It is not a 32-bit operating system. It is 16-bit operating system. So then both organization went to the market to sell the product. Okay. So IBM went to the market to sell the product. Microsoft went to the market to sell the product. But there is a strategy IBM followed, like a offer kind of stuff. Whoever purchasing OS2 operating system with IBM, so IBM is already having a database management system called DB2. DB2, IBM DB2. Mostly, this database is going to use for AS400 mainframes. All our ATM machines are working with the AS400 mainframes. So mostly, they will use the DB2 engine in the background. Okay, so IBM product is DB2. So IBM is already having the database management system. So IBM came up with the strategy called whoever going to purchasing operating system with us, we will offer you the DB2. Then majority of the customers shown interest to the IBM. That time Microsoft is not having any database management system. Okay, so then Microsoft realized that okay, so how important the database management system is placing the globally that time. Then Microsoft joined with the Aston Tata and Sybase. Sybase is also a organization. Sybase is also like a database. Sybase is a database, and if we tell that until SQL Server 2005, uh, for Microsoft, Sybase is like a grandfather for us basically, because based on the Sybase only Microsoft started designing the Microsoft SQL Server. So Aston Tata and Sybase sit together and they came up with a database management system on IBM to IBM OS2 with the name called Sybase SQL Server on June 12th, 1988. So on 1988, Microsoft came up with the product called Sybase SQL Server. Then he started a journey. He started journey and he came up with the SQL Server 1.6 with the 16-bit operating system. Okay, in the year 1989. Then he started enhancing a lot. Microsoft started enhancing a lot. So Microsoft came up with the SQL Server 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 4.1, 4.2, like a 5.0, 6.0, 7.0. So like that, Microsoft started keep on enhancing. But from SQL Server 2005, Microsoft completely redesigned its code. Means there is no more Sybase related data. Entire SQL Server has been redesigned with the C++, and this is completely Microsoft code. Officially, it's a completely Microsoft code from SQL Server 2005 onwards. Most of the high availability features are introduced from the SQL Server 2005. So when you never get a chance to work with the SQL Server 2000. See, this old version you never get chance. Even 2000 also no more. 2005 also no more. 2008 maybe like a 0.001% you may get a chance to work with the SQL Server 2008 or 2005. Okay, if we are getting that chance, we will get shocked. We are in 2026, sir. Where is 2008? So it's a very old, very old versions. We don't know. Still, maybe that's what I'm telling you. 0.001%. Maybe those applications having some compatibility issues, so they are going to still run with the older SQL servers. So maybe you may also get a chance to work like 0.1%. You may get a chance to upgrade those older system to the latest SQL servers, maybe. But before we go into that upgradation, all the stuff, so Microsoft redesigned entire code from SQL Server 2005, which is completely Microsoft code. There is no call Sybase. There is nothing called Sybase. Okay. So this is the history behind where Microsoft started and where Microsoft is currently standing. And almost this is the global leading database management system. So like Oracle is the main competitor for us. Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, Postgres. These are all the known database management system. Out of that, SQL is the world competitor database management system when you compare with the Oracle also. Because more on the graphical user interface. Microsoft is mainly designed for the graphical user interface. When you go for Oracle or Postgres or MySQL, which are sitting on the Linux servers. Now, like just for brief, so Microsoft started with the operating system OS/2 until 4.2.1. He came up with the Windows NT with the 32-bit. Okay, so there is no so completely 16-bit. See, whenever you open MS Info 32 on your laptop, okay, if you open MS Info 32, you will see which bit your system is running, your operating system. Mostly there is no 16-bit, there is no 32-bit also. Definitely will see the 64-bit operating system. 99.9% you will see the 64-bit operating system. On top of that, you will install the SQL Server. So that 0.01% you may also get a chance to work with the 32-bit operating system. Means C colon 32-bit, C colon 64-bit. So what is the difference between C colon 32-bit, C colon 64-bit? Mostly only in the memory only you will see the difference. Underlying everything is the same except the memory. So majority of the stuff same on the 32-bit how you can see in the 64-bit. Okay, so what is the major difference I will see in the memory when you especially go for 32-bit operating system? On top of that, I'm installing in 32-bit. If I'm installing SQL Server on 32-bit, on top of 32-bit operating system, how my SQL Server behave in terms of memory. So when we go for advanced level, that too we are troubleshooting memory. So I will first discuss about that 64-bit and 32-bit only. So what you will see major difference in 32-bit operating system in terms of memory, in terms of SQL Server. Then only we'll go for traditional 64-bit operating system. So you may also get a chance, like I told you, right, 0.01% may also get a chance to work with the 32-bit operating system. SQL on 32-bit, SQL on 64-bit, but 99.9% there is no more 32-bit. So definitely we'll see the 64-bit operating system only. So now Microsoft started with the journey in the 1989. He came up, he's enhancing a lot. So the major enhancement done on the SQL Server 2005. Microsoft came up with the enhancement done on the SQL Server 2005. This is our known versions. So whenever we are seeing, so we'll see SQL Server 2005, 2008, 2008 R2, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19, 22, and now current latest is 2025. Current latest version is 2025. I need to update this slide. And for the versions, for SQL Server versions, Microsoft came up with the code names. Okay, he came up with the code names. Well, I need to remember these code names, so it's no need. Okay, but at least get to know about, okay, for versions. So Microsoft also came up with the code names, and this is internal version. This is external, which we can easily remember and recognize, easily to see, easy to remember. But this is our internal versions. Okay, especially when you are working with the backups. Especially when you are working with the backups, these uh, versions numbers. Okay, numbers will be somewhat very important because SQL Server won't support the backward compatibility. Means if I take the backup of SQL Server 2022, if I am restoring on any of the older versions, it's not compatible. So this is a backward compatibility. Always SQL Server will follow forward compatibility. Means you can take the backup of SQL Server 2014 and you can restore on to 16, 17, 19, 22. Any version you can go and restore it. But SQL Server doesn't support backward compatibility in terms of backup restore, in terms of attach detach. In attach detach also, this is one technique. Attach detach is a technique. Okay, we'll see in the upcoming classes. So as I told you, you may have lots of questions on your mind. Just hold for a week. This whole week hold. Most of the questions you will get some clarity. Okay, because all this 1 week are the dependency sessions. Sometimes you can't understand the terminologies, you can't understand the concept because Some of the concepts I will mainly concentrate on the tomorrow session. So some of the concepts I will concentrate on the upcoming classes. So first 10 days will be the dependency sessions. So hold for a while, you will get clarity about how internally SQL Server is behaving. So you need to remember, you no need to remember, but whenever you are taking the backup, not you, if you are taking the backup, you can easily know that, okay, I am taking the backup on so-and-so version. But someone took the backup and they provided the backup to you and they are requesting, will you please restore? That time, your restore is getting failed. Imagine your restores are failing. You don't know why it is failing. Whenever you go and see the logs, you will come to know the version compatibility. Means maybe they took the backup on the higher version and they told to restore on the lower versions. That is not compatible. Okay, you can't take the backup of higher version and I can restore on the lower version because by default SQL Server doesn't support backward compatibility. Always it's a forward compatibility only. That's a one point you need to remember whenever we are discussing backup. We'll discuss a lot. Okay, that is a one point. One more is you never get a chance to work with the SQL Server 7.0. Okay, 150% you never get a chance to work. 0.001% you may get a chance to work with these versions. SQL Server 2000, SQL Server 2005, SQL Server 2008 and 2008 R2. But one thing you need to remember, okay, just remember all these points, okay? If you are taking the backup of SQL Server 2000 and 2005, if I take the backup of SQL Server 2000 and 2005, will I restore on SQL Server 2014, SQL Server 2016, 2017? Directly, no. No. Because up to SQL Server 2005, it's a two-step upgrade. It's a two-step upgrade. Means if I take the backup of SQL Server 2000, okay, 2005 is one step. 2008, 2008 R2 also both are one step only. 8 R2 both are one step only. One step. Either I need to restore on 2005 or I can restore on 2008 or 2008 R2. I can't directly go and restore on 2012. It's not compatible. So because 2000 up to 2005, it's a two steps upgrade. It's a two steps upgrade. So now what I need to do, Subbu, if I want to do restore on the latest version means you must and should require the intermediate servers, like a lab server, like a kind of lab. Means I can take the backup of 2000, I can restore on 2008 R2. You need to have 2008 or 2008 R2 lab server, means a dummy server. First, I will take the backup here, then I will restore here. Again, I will take the backup here. From 2008 and 2002, you can restore anywhere. Anywhere. There is nothing called two-step upgrade. If you are taking the backup of 2008 or 2008 R2 databases, you can restore anywhere. Until SQL Server 2005 also, you can restore. There is nothing called two-step upgrade. So that is a one thing you need to remember. No one will ask this question, but just remember for your general knowledge purpose, because you never get a chance to work with the 2000, 2005. Imagine you are laterals, means first time you are listening, no one will ask, but for experienced people, you are having already you are having 7 years, 8 years experience, may ask this question. So if I'm taking the backup of SQL Server 2000, will I restore on 2019 directly? No. So you must and should require the intermediate server, nothing but lab server. I need to take the backup of SQL Server 2000. I can restore on 2008 or 2008 R2. Then again I will take the backup here. Then I can restore anywhere. Got it, everyone? Any questions?
Understood.
So just a point, sir. Remember, when we are discussing practical, we'll discuss about backups, restores, everything in this 2 weeks of span. So this is one thing you need to remember: where SQL Server started where currently SQL Server is standing. Okay. Now, Microsoft means we feel that, okay, we are learning SQL Server. Oh, Microsoft is having only SQL Server. No, Microsoft is having lots of products. Okay. Out of that, our known products is .NET, like a Java. So Java is the most popular language tool. .NET is a Microsoft tool. Okay. SharePoint is also Microsoft tool. MS Office also Microsoft tool. You are using the MS Office, Word document, PPT, Excel. These are all Microsoft products only. Okay. And if you go to the platforms like SQL database, analysis service, data quality service, analytics platform, integration service, reporting service, master data service, mobile reporting publishers. If you go to the cloud, Power BI, HD Insights, Azure MI, Azure Storage Account, System Analytics, Office 365, like Outlook, Office 365, Database as a Service, Azure Active Directory, virtual machines, and more when you especially go for cloud. Okay. Out of these many, what we are going to discuss, that's okay. Subbu, we are having lots of products. Okay. Means hundreds of products Microsoft is offering. Out of that, what products we are learning here? As a traditional database, first, our main constant will be database. Oh, if I just learn the database, I can survey in the market. Subbu, no, honestly, no. Okay. So we are going to discuss about, and see, you are not a developer. Don't get little afraid. Okay. Oh, I need to become like a developer. No need. Okay. But as a database administrators, what are the things we need to take and get? That things will consider, sir. Like for example, installing analysis service, configuring analysis service, taking the backup, taking the restore, means upgrading, downgrading, backups, restores, granting the permissions. These are all the DBA tasks. So analysis service we'll discuss. Okay. Data quality service we'll discuss. Integration service we'll discuss, and this is something very important in on-prem. You are calling as integration service. In Azure, if you go to the cloud, you will call it as a Azure Data Factory. Okay, it's like a grandfather for us, Azure Data Factory. Now for next level Azure Data Factory, Azure Synapse Analytics. For the next level again, Azure Fabric, Microsoft Fabric. Now Microsoft Fabric is ruling the data engineering in cloud, especially. So integration service we'll discuss. Reporting service is a old tool. Power BI is the latest tool. So reporting service we'll discuss. Power BI will discuss. MI will discuss. Azure Storage Account will discuss. Active Directory will discuss. Virtual machines, database as a service. Yeah, much more services we are discussing. Not only just concentrating on the database engine. See, whenever you are connecting to the SQL, you will connect only engine. This is entire heart for our DBS. This is only heart. Oh, yeah. Only we will learn the database service. What about other? You need to install analysis service, reporting service, integration service, SSIS integration runtime, means self-hosted integration runtime. So at least as a DBA, we must and should aware of these concepts. You are not a developer. Don't get little afraid. Sir. We are not a developers, but we must and should know about all this service, not only database engine. If you're simply learning database engines, it's tough to survey in the market. Okay, means once you enter into the project, okay, at least you can crack the interview. I'm promising you can crack the interview, but once you enter into the market, so in once you got the chance, you may also get a chance to work with analysis service, reporting service, integration service. These are all on-prem. If you go to the cloud, you may also get a chance to work with the ADF stuffs, Azure data factories, pipelines. They will build the pipelines. So this also we are going to cover. Okay. So analysis service we are going to cover, reporting service also we are going to cover, and integration service also we are going to cover. How to upgrade as a DBA, what and all activities we will do. So that's concepts only we are discussing. We are not designing the cubes. We are not designing the reports. We are not designing the packages. So in analysis service, they will create the cubes. In reporting service, they will create the reports. In integration service, they will create the packages. So we are not doing any that stuff. But as a database administrator, how to install the service, how to make sure that services are running, okay, how to take the backups, how to move the backup files to one server to another server, how to restore it, how to grant the permission, how to restrict the users while accessing, okay. In case any one of the failing, whether it is a really DB issue or developer issue. If it is a DB issue, we will work on it. If a developer issue, we will route the ticket to the developers. So this is a separate course, sir, actually. There will be a separate team called MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence Team. In on-prem, you will call it as a MSBA. In the cloud, they will call it as a Azure Data Engineering. So these are two different courses, massive courses. But DBS will come into the picture in this course also, because we are the person who are installing the products. Okay, so you should aware of this concept: installation, configurations, migrations, upgradations, and granting the permission. Okay, and sometimes you need to deploy the packages also. Different ways we will deploy the packages. So that is also we need to do. So as a database administrators, whatever the task we wanted to know, that task we are going to discuss. So, but main our concentration will be DB engine. Okay, our 90% we will sit on the DB engine, 5 to 10% will sit on the other services, which are very, very important for DBS. Okay, don't means I can survey in the market if I stronger DB engine, but you can double that market survey by knowing analysis service, integration service, reporting services. Got it, everyone? So, okay, now see, Microsoft is offering these many services. So if I go to the len.microsoft.products, okay, a product lifecycle, Microsoft is offering .NET, Azure, customer care frameworks, dynamic expressions, Internet Explorer, MS365, Microsoft Edge, Microsoft servers, Office, Serverless, SQL Server, Visual Studio, Windows. These many services Microsoft is offering. Out of that, these many products also, almost 826 products Microsoft is offering. Out of that, we are going to concentrate on the SQL Server. We will see when I click on SQL Server, you will get all the SQL related stuff. Okay. So for example, if I go for SQL Server 2025, if I simply go for SQL Server 2025, see, whenever you open the product, you will get to know what is the mainstream support. This is a kind of support we are getting from the Microsoft. So if you purchase the SQL Server 2025, okay, then Microsoft will support, okay, mainstream support will go for 5 years. So by default, if you purchase any product, Microsoft is going to support for 5 years. That is a mainstream support. And there is a concept called extended support also. See, to understand easily, when you go to the purchasing a bike or car into the showroom, so when you are purchasing a car, when you are purchasing a bike, they will offer you the insurance. Okay, so by default, you will get the 1 year insurance. Okay, 1 year, so 1 year free service, 1 year free service. Sorry, not insurance. 1 year free service they will offer you because you are purchasing a product from them, right? Like same, this is a kind of mainstream support. By default, you are getting the 5 year support, and they will ask you when they are discussing about the service, they will ask you if you pay some additional, like a imagine $1,000 or $2,000, we may extend that support to up to 5 more years. Means overall, every version Microsoft is offering 10 year support. 10 year support. Okay. Overall, any product, if you go for 2022, 2019, 2016, 17, 14, 12, 8, 8 up to any SQL Server versions, by default, Microsoft is going to support 10 years. One is a 5 years mainstream support. one is 5 more years extended supports. So you will get almost 10 years support. So if I take the license of SQL Server 2005, 2025, okay, in case you got stuck somewhere and you need some help, then we will create a case to the Microsoft. So we will create a case to the Microsoft. When you create a case to the Microsoft, then Microsoft will allocate a dedicated resource for your ticket, and he will help on the ticket until your issue got resolved. So that is what support I mean to say. Okay, that support you will get up to 2036. It's almost 10 years you are getting, because SQL Server 2025 is released in Jan this year only. Okay, or November. Sorry, last year November 2025, Microsoft came up with SQL Server 2025. Okay, so mainstream support, extended support, mainstream support, extended supports. So this is what we need to look into, why we are upgrading from older version to newer versions of Boomis. We will get the support from the Microsoft. If we got stuck somewhere, there is a bug issue, there is a performance issue, we are unable to find, because Microsoft is having some internal tools. If they can collect the logs, they can help us a lot. Up to their resolve, they can help us a lot. Okay, but honestly, we are the smarter than Microsoft engineers. Okay, not everyone, but 70 to 75%, you are the smarter than Microsoft engineers. You know everything, sir. Majority of the stuff. Okay, so these many products Microsoft is offering, especially we are a SQL Server database administrator. I am going for straight away to the SQL Server, but if I go for like Azure, okay, so these many offers, these many services Microsoft is offering on top of the Azure. Okay, so when I open the Microsoft Azure, okay, see, there are a lot of services, but all these services will falls under Microsoft, means no, Microsoft related services only here we are getting, like Azure SQL Edge, Microsoft Defender IoT, Internet of Thinking, okay, uh, Azure Remote Rendering. So these are all Microsoft product services which is offering by Microsoft. So when you go to the cloud, there are a lot of services on top of Azure it is sitting. So these many services on top of Azure is sitting. Okay. Like not only Azure, if you go for AWS, if you go for GCP, Google Cloud, if you go for Alibaba Cloud. So every cloud provider, they are offering their services. Will I need to learn all these services to Boomi? No need. No need, sir. Especially no need. So as a database administrator, we'll concentrate will be the databases. Like if you go to the databases, so that too, we are learning SQL Server. We will discuss SQL Server related services. See, we are having a Postgres, MongoDB, Cosmos DB. See, MongoDB, Redis, okay, Postgres, MySQL, Oracle, SAP HANA. Microsoft is offering all these services on top of cloud. Will I need to learn all this Sukumis? No need. Whatever the services relevant to the DBS, those concepts we'll discuss as part of this training. Those are enough for us as a database administrator. But not only database, right? You need to know about networking also, because on top of the VM only, we are installing SQL Server. So how to spin the VMs, how to spin the networks, how to spin the storage. On top of that, how to install the SQL Server. So first, our main constraint will be the infrastructures. How to build the infrastructure, massive infrastructure. On top of that, how to install SQL Server. So slowly, we will make you strong in the infrastructure also. As of now, our main constraint will be the SQL Server. So how to install SQL Server, how to access the SQL Server, what are the things we can do on top of SQL Server. Our main constraint will be that stuff related to DBS, not anything more about developers, other people like analytics people or data engineering people, what they are doing. We are not putting more concentrate on that stuff. We are mainly concentrating on the DBA stuff. So these many products Microsoft is offering for us. As I told you, okay, DBA means, see, once you enter into the project, okay? So whenever you got selected to so and so organization, and you got selected to so and so project, means one organization can maintain multiple projects. One organization can maintain multiple projects. Imagine you are working on one of the projects. For example, ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil is the world largest, second largest leading oil and gas in the US. Okay, in the US. For example, you got a chance to work. You got selected so and so organization. On that organization, so you are having a project called ExxonMobil, and you got selected to the ExxonMobil. So you are only one person who is working over the project. No, okay. There are n number of teams are who is working into the ExxonMobil, like a Java team, .NET team, Windows team, network team, a storage team, okay, SAP team, MySQL, Postgres, Oracle, different technologies, different teams are working. Okay, different technologies, different teams are working. See, entire ExxonMobil projects won't be allocated to the one of the organization. They will split the works based on the teams. See, you know about the tenders, so they will keep the tenders, and our organizations like Infosys or TCS or IBM or Wipro or Cognizant or Capgemini, they will make a tenders to that ExxonMobil. So whoever quoted very less price, and ExxonMobil will see their background, their infrastructure, everything, and they will approve the so and so organization. Then only that project will come to our organization. Everything on ExxonMobil you are doing, no, some other different companies also doing. So for example, okay, so when we are working for ExxonMobil, okay, so Wipro is supporting couple of services. Out of that, SQL is also one service, and uh, Oracle is also one service. MySQL is one service. So we are supporting SQL, MySQL, Oracle. Means we means different teams are working. We are support. I'm supporting SQL. Rest of the people are supporting different database management systems. Now SCL is supporting the Windows part. SCL is supporting the Windows part. See, two organizations are working for the ExxonMobil. Half of the work is done by Wipro. Half of the work is doing by the SCL. So different organizations also come into the one project, and they are supporting different services. One organization will support different services. So once you enter into the project, then only you will come to know how massive the scale of the project. Okay, and ExxonMobil is not a teeny project; so it's a massive, large scale. 10 years ago, we used to maintain almost 2000, 2000 to 4000 servers we used to maintain. It's not a smaller infrastructure. It's a massive, sir. 4,000 to 5,000 servers is not very small amount. It's a massive. Means 4,000 to 5,000 SQL servers we used to maintain. Okay, we used to maintain, and in that SQL we are having lots of databases. Okay, that means you can divide it. You can make into 4,000 into, for example, roughly each instance. If we go for 10 databases, 40,000 databases we used to maintain. Roughly, if I go for 10 databases, 4,000 servers into 10 means 40,000 databases we used to maintain. And some of the databases are terabytes. Like I supported max in that time is 36 terabytes, one database size. 1 DB size is 36 terabytes. Okay, you will see massive scale when you get a chance. So out of the box, SharePoint databases are very critical for us, sir, basically, and this is little clumsy databases. We don't know what they are doing. We can't understand what they are doing. Basically, they also don't know what they are doing. That's the problem with the SharePoint databases, and somewhat critical database for us. Sometimes SharePoint went down due to any one of the database went down or the services went down. So SharePoint in the SharePoint site will goes down. That's the biggest problem with the SharePoint databases. So that is how our whole projects are working internally, and so that is the reason. you are see definitely you need to know about the sum of the team names, like a Windows team who is going to take and care about your operating system, everything. Network team who is going to take and about your IP addresses. Storage team who is going to take and care about your storage. AD team, Active Directory team, who is going to take and care about your logins, passwords, policies, everything. Okay. And if you go to the cloud, there will be one and only one team. Mostly we'll call it as a Azure infrastructure team. Okay. So you need to make a good relationship with the different teams. Okay. So over the night, imagine, sir, why I need to know about the Windows team, network team, storage team. Okay. See, your SQL server is sitting on the server. Now your Windows team installed one server, okay, and they provided access to you. And this, imagine this is a one server. In this server only your SQL is sitting. Okay, imagine over the night this server went down, means server is shut down, or server got rebooted, or server went shut down. Okay, if server is not able to access, you we don't have any control to bring the servers up. Mostly it's okay when you go for cloud services, but technically in on-prem we don't have much control in the server maintenance. So that time you must also rely on the Windows team only. So you will create a ticket to the Windows team. Hey, hi Windows team, I got so and so critical ticket for my database service went down. But when as part of the investigation, when I verified server went down, due to that our services went down. Due to that entire application went down. Okay, and when I'm trying to access the server, I'm not able to connect to the server. I am getting the blue screen, I'm getting the black screen, server is not responding at all. So then you will create a ticket to the Windows team. Then Windows team will come into the picture and they will help us to resolve the issue first on the Windows side. Okay, now they've done everything. Now you can access the server. See, I'm able to access the server. I'm able to access the server. Once you access the server, then you will go and verify whether your SQL is running or not, databases are healthy, SQL services are healthy or not. In case it's something issue with the DB side, the services side, then that is our responsibility. What work we are doing, sir? This is only work we are doing. Okay. Make sure that your services need to run for 24 by 7, 365 days. Okay. Make sure that your databases are healthy. Make sure that your services are healthy. Okay, in terms of any disaster also, how you are going to protect your data. In terms of access also, how you are going to protect your security. Why? Okay, it will connect, sir. If not, then bring the DC server. One second, I don't want DC server. Let's see. Okay, let's bring the DC server. Active Directory server. Okay, this is Active Directory server. Okay, because this login is part of a AD, Active Directory login. Because this is your login name. Before the login name, you are getting slash and you are getting one name. That is a domain name. Okay. How to build a domain, how to build Active Directory. We'll see all the from the stats level. See, now you connect to the server. If you are not able to connect to the server, then definitely you should rely on the Windows team only. Sometimes your SQL went down due to duplicate IP address. That time you need to go to the network team. If the issue is related to the IP addresses, we'll go to the network team. If it is issue is related to the server side, then we'll go to the Windows team. Suddenly you are not able to see the drive, so you created multiple drives. Out of that, one disk went down. You are not able to see that disk. Due to that disk, your SQL went down. Then you will contact the storage team. Okay, so basically you need to remember this different team. So storage side, you have storage team. Network side, there is a network team. Overall Windows side, there will be Windows team. But all these three works will be doing by the single person Windows team only. Some of the organizations, smaller organizations, tiny organizations, entire this all activities will doing by the Windows team. But larger scale applications, massive big projects, okay, they will maintain the different teams, like a network side network team, storage side storage team, AD side AD team, Windows side Windows team. Like we are a DB side team. So any issue, you need to reach out to them only. So once you got selected to the any project, make sure that first you need to make who is our Windows team, who is our network team, who is our storage team, who is our AD team. Okay, when if I wanted to drop an email, so what is there? DL, distribution list. Okay, DL means uh, see, email address, like email address, there is a group. In that group, all the people are placing. So that technical will call it as a DL, distribution list. So if I wanted to drop an email, what is the DL for Windows team, DL for network team, DL for storage team? You need to make a note down somewhere. Now, if I wanted to create a ticket to the Windows team, network team, storage team, what is the group name? Okay, these two information, please get it and save in the OneNote or Notepad, anywhere, sir. Because when you are working in the day shifts, no worries. So any one of your colleagues can help you. Imagine you are working in the night shift and you are only one person who is working in the night shift. On suddenly you got a critical ticket. Okay, when you started investigation, you are not able to connect to the server first. Okay, that time only the problem will start. Because if you're not able to connect to the server, how you will verify why SQL is not able to connect? Okay, you don't know whether it is a server issue or SQL issue. You don't know. You don't know whether it's a DB issue. Okay, we don't know, sir. So Windows team, network team, storage team, Active Directory team, you need to get the Outlook DL information. You need to get the when you are creating the ticket, either you are using ServiceNow or BM's Remedy, okay, Nagivoyes, whatever the ticketing tool you are using. Over the ticketing tool, what is the group for them? These two information, please make a note down. Okay, please make a note down. This is the first thing you need to do once you got selected to the project. See, how SQL is very important, process is also very important. So I'm going to teach you the process mainly. See, SQL you can get anywhere, sir. If you go to the YouTube or ChatGPT or somewhere, massive information you will get it. But process, you never get it. That depends on your project only. Project to project, there will be different terminologies. Okay, the different approaches. One project they will allow, one project they won't allow. So there are a lot of things we need to concentrate. So how we are concentrating mainly on the SQL, you should concentrate on the process also. Out of that, the first thing we should know is, so dependency teams, information we need to save somewhere. Okay, over the night, if something happen also, no worries, you can reach out to them. They can help you to fix these issues. Got it? Any questions? Anyone? No? Yes?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Yeah. Now, next thing. Okay. So one of the main thing is, basically performance tuning. As a DBA, not only just installing the SQL Server, performing the configuration, working in the backups, restores, whatever the features Microsoft is offering. Not only that, sir, performance tuning is also one of the major role. In terms of performance tuning, you need to think like a transformer. Like, see, there are lots of bubbles on your mind. Why my system is running slow? Why my application is running slow? Why my DB is running slow? Why my query is running slow? Why only couple of users are having some performance issues? See, we are a service providers. Means, for example, take a car showroom, sir. Okay, you are a service. Okay, not selling the you what sell the project now. There will be service. Now you will get a different cars, different varieties of cars to your showroom to do the service. One person came to you by bringing the imagine Tata car, and they're saying that I'm getting some noise whenever I'm starting the car. Okay. One more customer came to you with Toyota, and he's telling that I'm not getting the good mileage. Okay. Another customer came to you with the Swift, and he's telling that whenever I'm pressing the clutch, okay, so my car is stopping. See, there are different varieties of issues. Each of the customers are coming to your service. Like same here also, different varieties of customers are using our database, and they will come up to us only. What work we are doing, sir? This is only work we are doing. Okay, whatever the features Microsoft is offering, those features we are using. Okay, once you configure everything, then what work you are doing daily basis? Every time you won't do configuration, right? Every day you will install SQL Server? No. Okay. In a month or in a 2 months or in a 3 months, you will install a SQL Server. Okay. And in a month or in a 2 months, you will configure high availabilities. Then what work you are doing? This you are maintaining. You already done. Your SQL is running fine. Your DBSs are running fine. Your high availabilities, whatever the features, everything is done. Then what you are doing daily basis means if something happened or any one of the requests will come. See, imagine something happened to SQL, like services went down, cluster went down, AZ went down, DB went down. Okay, then definitely we'll get the alerts. Like not only down, your database got crashed, or disk is getting full, databases are getting full, log file is getting full, data files are getting full. Okay, you will get the tickets. Okay, CPU is hitting high, memory is hitting high, IO is hitting high. You will get the uh, tickets. Not IO, sir. For IO, you won't get any tickets. For memory, also we won't raise the tickets. But CPU, maybe definitely will get the. We can raise the tickets for CPU. Memory and IO, no, because SQL allows the memory a lot, and IO we can't create the ticket for IO operations. So whenever you got anything related to the imagine performance, you will get lots of bubbles on your mind. Okay, like maybe it may be memory issue, it may be network issue, it may be index issue, it may be deadlocks, blockings, CPU, IO, statistics, tempdb. Maybe SQL is everything fine. There may be issue with the application only. Okay, so application is fine. There may be issue with the configuration. How we configure SQL is not best practice. We are not followed best practice. We simply install SQL Server. Due to that, only our application is running slow. And maybe whatever the new code they designed, that code is not sitting on the properly over the database. Okay, initially that code is not sitting on the properly on the database. So these many reasons why your performance is impacting. Why your performance impact? Not simply we can't say there is a blocking, there is a deadlock, there is something it got affected. No. Okay, we don't know, sir. What is the reason why users are facing? Some of the users will come that okay, I am running the query, my query performance is degraded. Okay, imagine Friday I triggered the query, it ran very fast. Within fraction of seconds, the query got completed. But when I'm running on the Monday, same query is taking 10 minutes. I haven't touched anything. Now, what happened? Friday to Monday, what happened? Friday, the query ran for just 2 seconds. On Monday, it is taking 10 minutes. We don't know what happened over the weekends. Okay? Over the weekend. So, one of the reasons may be server got patched, or SQL got patched, server got patched, and server got rebooted. SQL got rebooted, or you created some maintenance plans like index rebuilds. These are all the new terminologies. Non-experienced people, you can't understand all these terminologies, sir. No worries if you're not understanding also. Just listen, because each and everything will go for practical. Theoretical, practical, theoretical, practical. Everything in depth will go. Networks will go, memory, indexes. Indexes itself will spend 5 days. Okay. Update statistics will spend 2 days. CPU, memory, deadlocks, blocking, deadlocks will spend 3 days. Okay. So TempDB will spend 3 days. So each and every concept will spend 2 to 3 days, 4 days also. Depends on the importance of the concept. Will spend these many days. You will become stronger, sir. Not only simply theoretical, in and out will go for practical only. No worries. The people who are first time listening, experienced people can understand easily. So maybe over the weekend the patches has been happened. Over the weekend the server got rebooted. Okay. Over the weekend there are maintenance plans. There are maintenance plans which are failed. Over the weekend the maintenance got failed. So we don't know what is the reason why the query got impacted on suddenly why the query got impacted. These are all concepts only we are discussing on the advanced performance tuning. So what we are discussing, Subbu, over you are saying that troubleshooting itself we are spending for 1 month. What we are discussing, these are all concepts only. CPU, memory, data file, log file, okay, and deadlocks, blockings, update statistics, temp DBs, memories, IO, and configurations. What are the best practice we'll follow for SQL so that SQL can give the best performance. Okay, this is our major chunk of time we will spend on performance tuning. Major chunk of time only will spend on the more on the performance tuning. So, yeah, so at least the people who are starting the journey. So not only SQL, sir, means you are working as a SQL. Oh, only SQL, there will be project, or we are doing only SQL. No, there will be different teams. They are doing the different work like you like how what work you are doing, what assignment you got it, that work only you are doing. For example, you are a Java full stack or C++ developer or C developer, C++ developer or .NET developer or uh, Python developer or Ruby developer or language, Kusto language. There are different languages. Okay, like if you go for database management system, Oracle, Postgres, MySQL, Teradata, Cosmos DB, Cassandra, Redis, there are other database management system. Whatever technology you are learning, that's sort of work only you are doing, right? But you should aware of other team member also. Java people also should know about Windows team, network team, storage team. See, these are the default. Everyone must and should know about the Windows team, network team, storage team, Active Directory. Okay, so Active Directory will also plays a major role. Also plays a major role, and 99.99 not 150%, 150%, you never get a chance to work with the AD. Maybe you may get a chance to work with the server. Maybe you may get a chance to work with the network. Maybe you may get a chance to work with the storage, but you never get a chance to work with the Active Directory because it's a very sensitive. Like Active Directory is like a brain, sir. If our brain gone, we'll go for coma only, right? Like entire our body will go for coma because everything is processing by the brain only. So we'll go for coma, right? Like same, if Active Directory goes down, entire project will go for coma. No one can do anything. No one can do anything if Active Directory goes down. So that is the reason Active Directory will play a major role. So you should remember all these terminologies. Got it, everyone? Any questions? No?
Got it.
Yes? No. Caesar. Okay. Yeah. Now, basically, we should understand about the data. We should understand about the information. We should understand about the data, and we should understand about the information. So, what is the data? What is the information? So, data is like a new oil. Okay. We need to find it, extract it, refine it, distribute it, and monetize it. Okay, in a technical layman terms, data is like oil. Okay, massively. consumption throughout the global. Now, anyhow, for the best example, now you know that ongoing war between US and Iran. Now there is oil crisis, massive oil crisis. Okay, maybe some of the countries the oil price also grown a lot because usage is more. Okay, in different situations, we are using the oil crude oils. Okay, so first, where is our data? Where is our data is sitting? For example, now you are having a database management system, all this stuff, sir. If you go for 20 to 20, if you go for 50 years ago, 50, 60 years ago, okay, where they are writing the data, sir? They started with the writing something over rocks, correct? Everyone, if you go for ancient temples, ancient places, you will see something they written in the stones. Okay, that is also stories only, right? You are writing something and storing in somewhere. So then they started enhancing. They started writing over the leaves. Years they started over the leaves. They're writing something. Then they started creating the paper, and they are writing something over the papers. So they are writing the data into the floppy disk. They are writing the data in the magnetic disk. They are writing the data into the disk. Now they are writing the data into the hard disk. Now that too, we are using the SSDs. Okay, so we are upgrading to store our data. Okay, we are upgrading to store our data in the different ways. We upgraded in the different ways. We started upgraded. So now we need to find the data where present data is available. For example, you started one organization and you don't have that much budget to purchase the RDBMS technology. You created one Excel and used to maintain all your data in the Excel. Excel is also one database. Excel is also one database. Excel is also one technology. Knowingly, unknowingly, Excel is also one massive technology where you can earn 1 lakh per month in the Excel also. Basically, if you know strong at Excel, you can earn 1 lakh per month in India. Okay, so imagine you are storing all your data in the Excel. Okay, now you are seeing your application is massively globally using. Okay, and you are getting too much of profits. Now to access that Excel will take longer time. To deploy that Excel data in the different location is also it's not easy. So you came up with let's go for the any database management system. It can be Oracle, it can be SQL, it can be Postgres, any database management system. You decided. Now your data is on Excel. Some of the data is in Excel, some of the data in the text document. Okay, text document. Now you find it where your data, some of the data in the Excel, some of the data in the flat files. Say text document technically we'll call it as a flat files. Now you find it. Now you need to extract the data into our database management system. Okay. Now you will extract that one. So to extract this only, we are going to use that integration service. As I told you, right? There is integration service. Okay. So integration service, right? Mostly you are having this technology. They will call it as a data warehouse. Data warehouse. This is a separate technology. Data warehouse. Under this data warehouse, there are different tools like Informatica, DataStage, Pentaho, SSIS, Azure Data Factory, Azure Synapses, Azure Fabric. These are all the different tools are available. These are all the different services are available to extract the data, transform the data, load the data. These are all technically we'll call it as ETL2, ETL2. Extract, transform, load. Okay, extract, transform, load, ETL tools. This integration services also like ETL2. Extracting, transforming, loading. So first they will extract the data from Excel. Okay, Excel, test document. Okay, or kind of data in the SAP, different source. whatever, where is your data, sir? It can be Oracle, it can be SAP, it can be MySQL. You are having this many source and you are extracting and you are transforming. See, some of the data is not compatible over the sitting on the SQL. So they will transform the data while they're loading the before they load the data, they will transform which can suitable for your SQL, which can suitable for your SQL. They will transform the data by using the tools. Internally, there will be a lot of tools. Using that tools, they will transform the data and finally they will load the data. So they will load the data. So that is what is happening, sir. Internally, this is what happening. So extracting, transforming, and loading the data. So they will find the data, they will extract the data, they will refine the data, nothing but transforming the data, and they will distribute it, the data. Load and distribute. Multiple people can access the data and they will monetize, means they will monitor also, sir, because that is also very important. Otherwise, your data can be easily misused. So data means that can be mobile data, that can be non-mobile data. It can be mobile, it can be non-mobile. Information is like a kind of data like related to mobile, like human beings. That is information. Your name, your first name, your last name, your middle name, your mobile number, your details. Those kind of like information. This is just data, sir. Okay. So when I especially go for data, so there are three kind of data you will see. One is structured, one is semi-structured, one is unstructured data. So structure is nothing but relational database management system. Okay, RDBMS or DBMS, DBMS. Okay, relational database management system. Your structured data, which is properly arranged, easy to manipulate, easy to access. The data which is sitting in the structured, you can easily access, you can easily manipulate. You can easily access, you can easily manipulate because you are having dedicated database, you are going to create a table and you are loading the data, you are going to create the columns when you are creating the tables and you are loading the data, right? Easily you can access, easily you can maintain, easily you can modify in the structure. In the semi-structure, okay, your data is like a sitting on, best example is JSON, okay, HTML, JSON, JSON codes. Okay, those will technically call it as a semi-structured data, like a social media data, Aadhaar data. So, for example, what is semi-structured data? So, is like Aadhaar card, say social media data there, because, for example, X is a social media data, Telegram is a social media data. So these are all, they can't create a table, they can't load the data set. It's because it's massively changing. Better, what they can do is they can load this kind of data in the form of JSON into the database. Into the database, they will store into the database in the form of JSON code. Best example is MongoDB. MongoDB is a mostly JSON format. They are going to load the data in the form of JSON code internally. Externally, you are seeing the in the table structure only, but internally, it is like a JSON code. A JSON code. You are loading the data in the JSON code. Means, uh, uh, technically speaking, in a traditional, you are having a table and you are having a column. In that columns, you are going to store the data. Means you are going to load the data. But in a semi-structure, for example, JSON, you can have multiple columns and means here also you can have multiple columns, but your data will be in the different ways. Your data distribution will be different way when you go for unstructured data. But sorry, semi-structured. But what do you mean by unstructured? Means images, text document, videos. Okay, this musics, all that are unstructured data. Okay, unstructured data, raw data. Okay, images. Whenever you go to the bank, if you wanted to open the account, they will ask you your photograph. They will ask you your ID proof, like a kind of address proof, right? If they are going to store your image into the database, if they are going to store your ID proof into the database, somehow they need to store it, sir. So those kind of data we are technically calling as unstructured data. This technical will call it as a unstructured data. So whenever you load the data, you will see this kind of variety. See, when you go for structured way, it's a table, contains columns, contains the records. Properly it is arranged. Okay. But when you go for unstructured, like it is a kind of emails, unstructured, XML, server logs, JSON code, these are all unstructured data. Doesn't conform to the structure organized in some extract, but not unorganized and unstructured. See, means it is not in a structured format like where you will see the tables, where you will see the columns, and you can extract it and you can modify it easily, sir. But JSON code is not sitting like in this formats. Okay. XML is, I will show you simple examples of XML. Let me connect. Let me go, so this is how your XML looks like. Okay. So here also you can understand, sir, but see here you will see, okay, batch is going to start. What is the statement? So what is the plan? What is the memory information? Optimizers. Okay, then is there any weights? Is there any what is the operators you will see in the execution plans? So there is a compute scalar, one more compute scalar, cluster index scan, it's a select statement. This technically will call it as a operators. So what and all operators you are able to see, oh, this is a compute scalar is happening. Okay, there is one more compute scalar operator is happening. Okay, and finally there is a select statement. Under the output list, you are seeing this kind of data. So this will technically called as a semi-structured data, XML data, like a JSON code, XML data. This is how it looks like. For example, how JSON code looks like. Let's go here, JSON code, JSON code. Okay, so this is how your JSON code looks like. See, there is a column. Okay, and this there is a table relation. In this relation, there is a first name is a column name, last name is a column name, and you are loading the data. These are all the columns. This is the data, and this is a table. This is the table. These are all the columns, and you are loading the data. So this kind of data only we are calling as a semi-structured data. Okay, like a JSON code, XML code, we are going to store into the database management system. So Postgres will support JSON code, SQL Server will support JSON code. MongoDB is completely working like a JSON in the background. Okay, because that is a NoSQL format. So this technically will call it as a technically will call it as a semi-structured data. Okay, and so the best example for structured data is tables and rows. Unstructured data is like a test document, images, videos. Okay, videos. Semi-structured data is like a kind of XML, JSON, that kind of stuff you are going to store into the database management systems. Got it, everyone? So, what sort of data we are going to store in the databases? And structure means, see, it is in a properly organized structured data. Mostly we are working with the structured data, properly organized, easy to recall. Means easy. If you say something, you will directly go to that container and you can get the information. If it is a structured, if it is a structured. Any questions? Anyone so far?
No.
Okay. Now see. Basically, this is how your data center looks like in the real world. Okay, either it can be cloud data center, it can be on-prem data center. See, these two terminologies you should not forget, sir. Like on-prem, like a cloud, like on-prem, like a cloud. Okay, either you go for cloud, either you go for on-prem. This is how your data center looks like. Okay, this is how your data center looks like. Even when you got selected to the any organization, within that campus also there will be mini data centers, mini smaller data centers. Okay, so technically we'll call it as a rack. Each rack having its own network, own power supply, not own supply, common network, common switches, common power supply. Okay, common power supply. So olden days, if you go for olden days, this is how your data center looks like. Okay, in olden days. Now it's a well organized data center, sir. Okay, well organized. See, you are able to see AC in the bottom, not in the top. Okay, you are able to see ACs in the bottom, not in the top. Okay, uh, this is how your data centers looks like internally. If you get a chance to go into the data center, you will see this kind of racks. Okay, each rack is having its own network, own switches, own power supply. But storage they will keep in somewhere, sir. They won't keep the storage here. Storage they will keep, and they will create the connection to the servers. And olden, this is how it looks like. By mistakenly, if rat entered into the data center, if a rat bite a wire, okay, that wire is belong to our server. Then definitely, if you are experiencing the slowness, can we go and tell to your application team due to rat bite in the wire, and due to that the performance got impacted? No. Okay, massively they upgraded a lot. Okay, massively they upgraded, sir. Now, how we are going to connect these servers to go? Because imagine these data centers are hosted in US, Singapore, Australia, Netherlands, different countries, and but we are sitting on India. So how we are going to access means via networks. Okay, so via networks. 1 second, sir. Okay, sorry. So so you are sitting here, and via networks, you are trying to access. These VMs are sitting on the data centers, and you are accessing. Okay, you are sending a request. Server is sending response to back to us. So if something goes wrong, okay, uh, something may affect this networks or servers. Sometimes you hear that there is a global outages. Recently, Microsoft is also having massive outage. Blue screen with the error 5 6 something with error blue screen. Okay, entire global has been shaked a lot. If Microsoft went down, then that time everyone came to know how much massive it depends on Microsoft. Airlines got affected, hospitals got affected. I don't know how many people hear this news. Anyone? Yes, right? Airlines got affected, hospitals got affected massively. Forget about banking, other sectors, or we are not worrying. But airlines, if something airlines got affected means when they are landing somewhere they will land, then we are gone. Airlines got affected. Hospitals, because hospital is also very critical for us. Okay, because these are life matters, right? Hospitals got affected, airlines got affected. So we are massively depends on Microsoft product, and we are learning Microsoft product only. Okay, everyone? No? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. That's it for today, sir. I don't want to take too much on day one. Okay, this is our day one. So, yeah, that's it for today. Any questions before we stop? I told you, right? 1 or 2 days, maybe tomorrow also I will go little slowly. Day after tomorrow onwards, will little increase the runtime. Okay, so that you can digest the concepts. Again, the people who are first time listening, sir, don't get little afraid. Okay, I told you, right? First 10 days, I will provide you the detailed notes. What are the questions you need to concentrate? How you need to answer? Everything I will provide the detailed notes. No need to thanks. Okay, just understand the concepts. Just remember the names, sir. Somewhere, somehow, I will touch back all these concepts to over these 2.5 months. Okay, no worries. Any questions? Everyone good?
Yeah, good.
Good, sir.
Good. So,
Yeah. No questions. Thank you. See you tomorrow at same time. Tomorrow we'll start by 7:30 only, sir. Okay. Over the night I traveled. I reached to my home by midnight 1:30. I just slept by 2 o'clock. That is the reason I opened bridge little 15 minutes early. If I mistakenly, if I'm not woke up. Okay.
Understood.
Yeah. Tomorrow onwards we'll go for 7:30 only. So see, 7:30 to 9:30, 2 hours time, sir. Okay. Slowly that will increase. Okay. Honestly, I'm saying first 2 to 3 weeks, I will take 9:30, 9:40. I will stop the bridge. Okay. Slowly that reach to 10 o'clock. Once you stable at the SQL, okay, means now whatever I'm saying, you once you start understanding, then I will increase the time frame. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.